Can't talk. Late for a meeting.
Huh. We Happy Few is a perfect example of not releasing your game before it's finished, as when upon initial release, this game was a bug-ridden mess of a Bethesda scale. And currently, after several patches, it's still filled with bugs, outrageous levels of texture pop-in,
I've got to get to the bridge in the parade district, which I just got chased out of. Brilliant.
audio glitches, and odd animations. I stand by my belief of an unfinished game at release is never finished. I mean, just look at this shit. I love the cartoon art style, the goofy character designs, the way people swagger about while high on drugs. This game has so much color and also so little of it. There are times when everything actually loads in like it's supposed to, that this game simply looks beautiful. But these moments are so rare. I'm also fairly certain the game world is only inhabited by vast amounts of twins, as the same NPC models are used over and over again. It's not an issue for the police, but when you see the exact same granny on every single street in town, it's impossible to ignore. We Happy Few takes place in an alternate version of the 1964 UK. The United States never joined the Allied powers in World War II, and as such the Axis won. Don't ask me how, as it was literally historically impossible for the Axis to win. This alternate history scenario has always kind of bothered me, and the UK was occupied. Eventually, the British did a thing which caused the Germans to leave.
Took all the kids to the train station. We sent them off to Germany because of papier-mâché.
However, this thing was so horrible that people of Wellington Wells didn't want to remember. A drug called joy was invented, keeping the people happy and oblivious to their sorrows as it blocks their memories.
Snug as a bug on a drug.
Over time, the city has gone downhill and is currently on the verge of failing.
Come to the end of our time.
People are starving, the economy is broken, and everyone is too high on joy to notice. Those who refuse to conform to joy are known as downers and are chased out of the city, as well as those who have adverse reactions to joy. Playing as 3 different characters, Arthur, Sally, and Ollie, you end up facing the city's problems in an attempt to save them, overcome the personal demons of each character, and, ultimately, choose whether to remember your past in order to become a better person, or rejoining Wellington Wells in blissful unawareness. The characterization of the 3 main protagonists is extremely well done. Arthur is a nervous, shy introvert who confronts issues not because he wants to per se, but because he's driven to find his lost brother. Sally is a young single mother who poses as a joy addict in order to get her and her daughter out of Wellington towards a better life. Ollie, the war veteran, is a bit of a mental mess and struggles to overcome his past in an attempt to return to Scotland. The voice acting throughout is wonderfully done, with the proper inflections for varying moods. It's so obvious these two once had a serious thing for each other.
You look fantastic.
This ancient thing. I've had it 2 weeks. I'm out of my mind with boredom.
Green and white checked. Your dress, the last time I saw you. Running out the door.
Unfortunately, you'll hear the same lines repeated constantly during the standard gameplay.
Lovely day for it. See you at the pub. Lovely day for it.
Are you joking? It's been shitty all day.
Speaking of gameplay, there is melee combat, a clunky last resort kind, but We Happy Few is largely a stealth-based game. Some minor RPG mechanics are added in the way of skill points and perks, giving you the ability to snuff people out with pillows, have a less severe joy withdrawal, and the longer benefits from resting, among other things. Yes, I mentioned resting. This game has survival mechanics forced into the mix.
This ought to be pretty clean, unlike in the village where they spike it with joy.
Now, I don't think it's possible to die from not eating or drinking, at least it never happened to me, but not keeping up with your survival stats will hamper your abilities in things like fighting or sprinting. Crafting is another key component, one which I felt fit in rather well. Craft components and regular items are common enough, you'll never feel strapped for things, yet rare enough you'll never feel quite overpowered. Except for bobby pins, which are needed to craft lockpicks. Initially, finding these is pretty easy. It takes only 2 pins to make a lockpick, and seeing as how there's no chance of breaking one, you'll always be able to get into safes or areas. The big problem is here. Exploration is a massive part of the gameplay, often with some of the best items being locked behind things. The game actively encourages you to explore, not only to finish as many quests as possible, but also find as many objects as possible. Can't heal yourself effectively without healing balm, crafted by collecting and combining these plants. However, certain quest objectives are also behind locked things. Twice during my playthrough, I came across a main story quest which needed me to pick the lock of a door in order to proceed, only to find out I was out of lockpicks due to, exploring. What followed was up to 2 hours of desperately searching for bobby pins, avoiding enemies, fighting enemies, eating, sleeping, and having to drop all of my shit just to get home and feed this stupid baby.
Here we go, darling. Baby milk. You won't believe what Mummy had to do to get this for you.
Because instead of having the weight of motherhood simply take away your max stamina, it literally takes up inventory space. The second time this happened, I decided to take a break from searching to do a few side quests, only to end up falling through a hole I didn't see and get stuck. Sally can apparently jump 5 feet in the air, yet can't jump over a sitting person. And I'll be honest, this is what broke me. Yes, saving the game and loading the save file fixed the problem.
I hope that was a hell of a party. It was.
But all the issues piled on top of each other, the atrocious load times, games on the PlayStation 1 tended to load faster, and the multiple crashes made me simply not want to play anymore.
Are you sure you're not a donor?
That's right, I didn't finish this game. I looked up the endings for Sally and Ollie online, true ending for Arthur, and turned the game off. We Happy Few has an interesting premise, wonderful art design, great voice acting, and superb characterization. Unfortunately, it's simply not fun to play. 3.7 out of 10.
You did it, didn't you?
Hello everyone, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you haven't yet, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the little bell next to it so you'll always be notified whenever I upload new videos. I don't really have a set schedule, honestly. I try to put out a review every 2 weeks, but they kind of just arrive when they're finished. Also, if you would like to help support the channel even more, why not consider becoming a patron on my Patreon? For literally just $1 a month, less than the price of a cheeseburger, you can help support one little panda and their dreams of doing video game related stuff on the internet, because that's such an original idea. Okay, thanks, bye!